I think groups and group psychology is inimical to the idea of risk-taking.
Yeah, because it averages out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a biological reflex towards safety. Groups gravitate towards safety, deeply primed to actually do that. So risk-taking is a fairly lonely exercise in my experience. And I think the extent to which those risks are based on facts, judgment, charismatic leadership, and so on, organizations typically shift. But typically, the willingness to lay out a riskier path requires individual initiative. It requires individual initiative. And there's a saying which says that, leaders go to the sound of gunfire. And it's a military sort of term which says that when the battle is on, the true leaders are seeking out where the problems are and going to them. They want to go to They want to go to the most difficult part of the battlefield, because that's where the crux of the issues really
That's why the battle is won or lost.
That's where the issue is going to get resolved. So you don't shy away from the sound of gunfire and say there's a big problem there, let me back off because there may be risks associated with engaging with it. Of course there are risks, but you seek it out. So that's really the definition of risk-taking. Because what are risks? Risks are, you typically know the risks. That's where the sound of gunfire is. Are you willing to go towards it? With often unknown and not wholly controllable consequences. But if you are not willing to go towards that, it is a question mark around whether you really are equipped to lead an organization or simply preside over it. It's in a way juxtaposed against what your opportunity cost is. I think the extent to which you take risks has to be measured also against the true cost of doing nothing or of maintaining the status quo. Not just the reward, but also, and I think people always overestimate, naturally, the extent of safety that they see in the status quo. So I think it's important, if one is going to take risks, to expose the fragility and the illusion that one is safe in the status quo. It's important people understand that, because they don't follow you otherwise to the path, to the sound of gunfire.
And would you say it is the job of the leader to make it evident to others?
It must be felt that I think I'm going to be safe here in my trench. Why would I go to the sound of gunfire? Well, I'm not as safe as I think, because a mortar is going to land in my trench any day. So if I'm not willing to go and confront the sound of gunfire and deal with it, it's not as if I can sit here in this trench and assume that life will go on as it has done.